Alright everyone, welcome back. We are here with another off-season war testing out unstoppable armor. Today I'll be going in with Apocalypse, Doom, and Cable. I'll take Path 2 in Section 1 and Path 5 in Section 2. We have a couple unstoppable armor fights, but none that involve champions that constantly gain armor ups. So it's really just the global itself and testing out how complicated a fight can get. So minimal boosts here, mostly because I'm overloaded on solo crystals. So doing baby boosts here doesn't bother me at all. If anything, it's a small buffer for the laziness / mistakes I'll make in the off season. So Moleman here, really it's just sticking to the strike counter. We have the benefit of using Apocalypse, so he's not going to shrug debuffs. And as we're watching the unstoppable armor timer, we're being smart about not pushing Moleman to 1 bar of power with power struggle in case he decides to use his special attack while he's unstoppable. So it didn't trigger there, which meant we were in the clear to throw our SB1 after pushing him to SB1. Here it triggers, but he's just shy of 2 bars of power. So if he throws SB1, it's not a big deal. We're going to very easily get him to the next bar and then throw ours before the next armor up. And there we go, no unstoppable. Same scenario as earlier. He has SB1 and he's close to SB2. So if he throws SB1 here, again, not a concern as far as giving him Furies. He went unstoppable, not a big deal. Really, that unstoppable is just going to catch you off guard if you happen to just cycle special attacks without thinking, and down he goes. So almost like it doesn't exist. If anything, it slows the fight down a little bit. If you have a champ that has a rotation that can end a fight before that first armor up shows up, or that rotation involves like preventing the armor up, then you can just go to town. This next fight with Annihilus, I didn't practice doing the step back light intercept for openings. Managed to get one there, so that was fortunate, but then also didn't practice dexing his SB1 with Doom to work on the spacing. So a little bit of a downside there. SB1 I throw just to get some power from removing his Furies. Plus at the time I didn't see that his rod had actually nullified, and since the rod's gone, I went ahead and threw this SB2. Apparently we don't know how to parry this fight either. He went unstoppable, so we're just going to wait here to wait it out. Threw that SB1 hoping he'd come in, decided not to. Now we intercept. We got a stagger up, so there's another SB1 we failed the dex. Another failed parry. So I was doing all sorts of the good for this fight. But we got to an SB3. That's going to be really helpful. It's not unstoppable, so we're going at him. This next armor up goes unstoppable. We dex the SB1, perfect. Can't retaliate, he's unstoppable. Using the SB1 for an easy opening. Saw he was shocked. And then this SB1 will end it even though he's unstoppable. So not a clean fight, but just a good kind of showcase to show that unstoppable armor for a champion that does not gain their own armor up buffs isn't going to be too much of a problem this season. Nova here, another fight that I just kind of wasn't focused on. You're going to see a couple times here I just completely ignore the fact that Masochism is on this node. There at the start I kind of knew because I didn't decide to heavy. But as the fight goes on, plus dexing SB1s again, as the fight goes on, you're going to notice that I obviously didn't practice or anything. And then I do make a mistake here. Unblockable SB2. Silly, silly, silly Mike. Moving on, or MP Blaze. Another failed parry earlier. There's the Masochism we ignored. Now it's time to focus up. Now specifically is the time to focus up. It was nice that these first 3 didn't actually have suicides. So we got a realistic war fight here. I obviously don't see Nova getting placed here unless a champion like Doom is banned. But I'm sure 2BG off-season war, they're just not really caring too much about where they're placing stuff. We actually managed to get into some back-to-back SB3s here. It's what makes me enjoy having max Mystic Dispersion. And then coming out of this, we're just going to end the fight with a couple combos. Down he goes. So section 1, ugly. All right, here we have another Annihilus, this time on Ebb and Flow Intercept. So we saw earlier the unstoppable armor is not really going to play that much of a factor. Just pay attention to when the armor is going to proc and you'll be good. So again here, you're going to see the start of this fight trying to do that light intercept, and I just fail completely. Whiff and a parry. And I don't even retaliate that heavy. So, going to be a pretty awkward, pretty bad fight for me. Rod is gone. Getting some staggers placed just so that when the rod comes back, we're good to go. Again, not dexing the SB1 very well. Here's an unstoppable. We're going to go ahead and throw this SB3, but because he is unstoppable, we're not going to come out of it with him stunned. So just be aware of that when you do this yourself in war. So we're prepared for that. He throws SB1. There's no rod, so we're not worried about giving him his unstoppable buff from dashing back. Rod is gone now. We've intercepted. Now we're laying on some good damage. Building SB2 here. Probably could throw it, and I do decide to while we've got the Fury and the Ebb and Flow down. And then there, was not prepared for the stun to get shrugged by Ebb and Flow. Coming back up. Another unstoppable. There, we got the light intercept, finally, and down he goes. So, not clean, but again, we didn't die. Doom being nice and tanky. Kitty here on the next node. I don't know why I thought in my head that it would be safe to push her to SB2, regardless of how much prowess she has. I think it's because of other wars, her going down so quick with power back boosts, that it wasn't actually a concern. And here you're going to see it. You're going to see where I realize, oop, that's a bad idea. And I try to just backdraft there, and she wasn't having it in the middle of the field. Pretty normal for the AI to say nope. So now I'm just trying to push her back. Was actually trying to push her to SB2. Again, don't know why. Now I'm going to bait out this SB2. And I know she gains an unblockable, but I thought it was just for the entire SB2 attack. And what you're going to see is an unstoppable buff that actually just lasts quite a while. So that's not good. I'm trapped against the wall. Decide to throw SB1 here. It's going to clip her right at the end of her coming out of phase. So we're good here, but now she's got too much prowess. So when she throws SB1, it's going to place Incinerate through my block, and it's passive. We haven't built any Incinerate immunity, and down goes Apocalypse. So pretty bad fight. Could have played it a lot smarter. SB1s when she's under 10 prowess and just like let the prowess fall. Anyways, we go in and we try to clean it up with Doom, and we're going to stick to that strategy that I just said, which is we're going to bait out SB1s without pushing her to too many prowess so that they fall after the SB1 attack. They're a little random whiff, so we're going to wait so that we don't accidentally parry ourselves with the AI. And bye-bye goes that too. So that's the game plan. Got a nice little intercept there. Here's another SB1, so we're just playing it slow. Not going to throw the SB2. She's Incinerate immune, so it's not really going to get us anywhere. And really, I was just hoping to get to SB3 with a Fury on. I believe right here we're going to try and intercept her. Nope. I'm going to wait till the next SB1 where she doesn't have any prowess. Here we go. So smack back up. There it is. There's the SP3. And we clutched it. So smarter game plan with Doom. Worked out in our favor. Should have worked out with Apocalypse. Or would have worked out with Apocalypse. Apocalypse, not should have. Had we followed the same game plan. All right, and then last two fights, I see an opportunity here to take Hyperion without actually healing Doom up. So Hyperion gaining extra power versus Doom is not a problem. It just kind of makes Hyperion more of a battery for us, using SB1 and then quickly getting to SB2 and then having a Hyperion stun that we can just suck the power out of and then repeat SB3. So right here, gonna get that stagger placed, then throw the SB3. And then coming out of it, I'm not gonna go through the full Doom rotation. I believe I'm just gonna combo ending with a light into SB1 here. That boosted us up and kept him from getting SB3, reparry. And now this looks a little more like a Doom cycle, just modified based on Mystic Dispersion and the fact that Shock can get shrugged. Same with Stun. And down goes Hyperion. We lost 2% in that fight, so not a very good node for Hyperion with Doom available. And then just to kind of clean things up, I wanted to go in here and mess around with Cable and see if at the amount I'm boosted at would be enough to down Man-Thing. So here we go. Parry heavy while he's under a bar of power. When he gets to SB1, I'm actually going to bait it out. So one more parry heavy. Now we're going to bait this out. Through it, we're going to retaliate it with a heavy. We're going to go back to parry heavy after baiting this next SB1 out. And the hope is that the degen ends up killing him before he goes enraged. So unstoppable armor kicked in there. We're going to wait. Now we're going to reparry from block. I don't want him to throw SB2 with this node. There's unstoppable armor, so we're going to bait heavies. Okay, now we're going to wait for a reparry opportunity. And he was close enough that I decided to throw SB2. So, sorry for the beeping. There's an oven going on behind me. But that was the end of that war. It was fun messing around with unstoppable armor and just to kind of confirm that it's not a problem for when you're against the champ that doesn't actually gain armor ups through their own abilities. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I will catch you guys at the next one.